back to Duo Takes. We're back with Wesley, Lamont's replacement today.
It's not me.
Yeah, Lamont. We'll still announce Lamont's picks, but he's not here today. I get to take the middle seat because he's not. And this is Calvin, and he will also be picking today. So instead of Duo Takes, we're doing Trio Takes today. But we're gonna jump right into this because we got a Thursday night matchup real quick. Boys, Cincinnati at Baltimore. Any takers? I'll go first.
I'll let you go first.
Okay, cool.
I'm curious what you say.
Cool. I'm gonna scoop the mic up just a little bit. All right. I took Baltimore. Baltimore comes off a rough loss at Cleveland, a game that they should have won. Started off the game really well, lost on a game-winning field goal. Deshaun's hurt for the rest of the year, if you didn't know that. I don't know. I just feel like this is a game Baltimore wins. I feel like it's a game they usually win. I don't think Joe Burrow is extremely healthy right now, and neither is the rest of the Bengals roster. And for that reason, I will take Baltimore tonight.
I'm going to take the Bengals. They came off a very, very interesting game in Houston.
It was an interesting one, yeah.
It was. I mean, you had C.J. Stroud out there slinging the rock. But I think the Bengals get it together. They get their weapons that they have, and Joe Burrow gets out there and does his thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Bengals.
Yeah, I can see this game going either way. I just have a better feeling with Baltimore.
I think the Bengals also. They got more weapons. I just feel like their offense is more powerful than that defense.
I feel like it's not necessarily they have more weapons, but they have more chemistry than what Lamar has. He has a rookie receiver who's doing really good. He has a veteran Odell Beckham, but he hasn't really done anything yet. Baltimore's defense is really good, so that will be a challenge for the Bengals offense.
Sure will be. Sam Hubbard's out tonight. I think T. Higgins is also dealing with injury. I'll go ahead and I'm not getting teamed up on too much because Lamont Mitchell has also, I don't know if I'm supposed to say his last name, it don't matter. Lamont has also taken the Baltimore Ravens.
Hey.
So split decision right there. So that's a game I can see going either way. By the way, if you don't follow us on Instagram, go ahead and follow us on Instagram. All of our picks are up before we record. So you can go ahead and see it and then get our thoughts after. Moving into the Sunday afternoon games, we have Pittsburgh at Cleveland. An interesting matchup. I picked Pittsburgh. Deshaun Watson's out for the rest of the year. Pittsburgh's rolling. They don't win in orthodox ways. They remind me of the 2021 Titans. But they do win ball games. And they're usually, or I think they're historically good against rookie quarterbacks. And DTR was not too flashy in his first game. So I guess give me Pittsburgh.
I'm going to take Cleveland. Of course, they're starting QBs out. But Pittsburgh has been playing, and it's worked for them, like Bryce said, unorthodox wins. But they've been hanging around and piddling around until the end. And I think with this Browns defense, with Myles Garrett just pounding on Kenny Pickett, is going to get to him. And I think the Browns, if they can get their offense going and rolling, then I think their defense can help them win a game.
That's a huge divisional game too. It is a massive divisional game, especially since Pittsburgh beat them the first time around with Deshaun.
Yep. Honestly, I'm going to agree with Kelvin. Myles Garrett's going to get into Kenny Pickett's head. I mean, he's known for that. He's known for being the person that has sacked every quarterback at least once. Yeah. I just don't know if the O-line for the Steelers will hold up against him. And we've seen what Myles Garrett's done to the Steelers before. I just don't think that offense is going to be able to contain him as good as they want to.
Lamont also picked the Browns, so I'm the only person who picked the Steelers this week. I'm confident in that pick, so it's okay. We'll move on to the next game. Is Arizona at Houston. I won't start with this game. I'll let somebody else start.
Arizona at what was it?
At Houston.
At Houston. I like Houston in this situation, but I also like how quarterback Kyler Murray has came back and won them a game against the Falcons. Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but he came out there and it came down to a field goal. The Falcons are a good team. They're young, but the Cardinals, I feel like they have a bunch. They have a bunch of talent.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Houston because you got a candidate, MVP candidate quarterback, C.J. Stroud. And
Yeah, as a rookie too, which is insane.
as a rookie, he's second in passing yards, I believe, and
he's been insanely good.
yeah, he's just consistent too, and he's given the rock to everyone. I mean, it's not just one person, and
Yeah.
so
Spencer.
and it's in Texas.
Yeah, it's in Houston.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a good game. I think Texas comes away with the win, and I think it's gonna be maybe. I agree. I think it's gonna be a well-demand win, but it's not gonna be a blowout. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, close game.
I agree. It's going to be a close game, but I'm going to have to give it to the Cardinals on this one. I think Kyler Murray might actually pull this one off. I know he's got a bad rep of not being the best quarterback because he's short and all this, and because he's always hurt, and then there's all that about him playing video games. But even with all that, he came back and proved that he could at least win a game, even though it didn't look pretty, like y'all said. I think there's a good chance they win this game as long as they play good ball.
I mean, and he has more years on his belt than C.J.
Yeah,
Stroud too,
I mean,
so that helps.
Kyler's not a
helps.
slouch.
No.
Lamont picked Houston. I went Arizona. I feel like this is a trap game for Houston, and I feel like a young Houston Texans team, I think this is a good time to get them in a trap game. I think Arizona pulls it off. I think the Arizona team's not very they have talent, but they're not very talented. I feel like they're a very scrappy team. And for that reason, like I said, I think it's a trap game for Houston. I think this is one you kind of look at and you're like, how did Houston lose that game? Because they exceeded expectations this year. But I'm going to give it to Arizona. This next one. Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I said last week on the show, I said the loser of the Tampa Bay Tennessee game will be out of the playoff race in 4 weeks. I still stand by that. I completely think the Titans will be out. You know, let's look into week 14. I think they'll be out of the playoff race. Yeah, it hurts our feelings. But I had picked Tennessee to win this game because the same reason I picked Houston to lose. I think it's a trap game for Jacksonville. I don't think they looked great last season.
Last week.
Golly, last week, 34-3 against the 49ers.
I mean, that's a good.
It's a good team, but I mean, the Titans have a good front seven. I won't say they have a good defense. They have a good front seven.
Oh yeah.
And Jacksonville's 23rd against the pass. I think Will Levis can make something happen. I think we'll see a little bit more of the Oilers, Will Levis, than we have in the past 2 weeks.
That's what we need. As much as I hate to say this, I think Jacksonville is going to set the tone early and keep it. And I don't think I can trust Will Levis come from a comeback. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Jacksonville is going to take the win. He's definitely going to have a lot more completions and yards than he did last week. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to get more involved. I think if Traylon comes back, I'm not certain on him. I think he's still on concussion protocol.
Yeah, he is.
But the key is to get Derrick Henry started early. It was rough. It hasn't been like it has last year. I feel like it's been a while to get him started.
That's how the Titans set the tone, is with Derrick Henry.
And if they can set the tone with Derrick Henry, then I believe that it can be a
Charles Blaine. It happens.
I believe that the Titans can do good against the Jaguars defense, and like Bryce said, they're not crazy with the pass.
Yeah, they're not crazy good against the pass.
And that helps with Will Levis, and hopefully he can read the defense.
Yeah, I think you see a lot of Will
But
Levis.
I think you see Trevor Lawrence go off, and I think Travis Etienne is going to have problems because our front seven are solid for the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game Jacksonville should win. This is going to tell a lot about the Jacksonville team, whether they're legit or not. You got Wes?
This hurts your heart just as much as mine too.
I don't know.
But I'm actually kidding with you. I'm going Titans.
Oh,
I'm gonna stick with. I know
Wesley
I
went Titans last week.
I said
too.
I went last week, and I knew it was a gamble with them last week. They hadn't won a game on the road in over a year now.
Yep.
And that day was a day before a year, and I knew it was a gamble, but I had faith in them, and they didn't play. They didn't play their best. They didn't play the worst they could have.
They didn't play awful.
Yeah.
But they
The
played.
defense didn't play awful.
The defense.
That's what I'll say. Yeah.
The offense could have played a lot better, and that's where it hurts. But they also went against the Bucks defense.
Yeah, and
The Bucks defense
The
isn't
Bucks
awful.
aren't someone to sleep on either.
no,
Their
yeah,
defense is not bad.
they have players.
Now against Jacksonville, like Bryson said, they're what 23rd against pass.
23rd against the pass.
And I've also seen the Titans defense is like number 1 or number 2 against tight ends. Now they don't target their tight end as much,
Evan Ingram has 55 receptions this year.
yeah. So
55.
if they, I don't know if Evan Ingram will even get a ball this week. So
Good catch, Tom.
Is
he might catch
Christian
one too.
Kirk out this week?
I don't
I don't
know. I
think so.
haven't
Because that
seen.
would play. That would play a.
Yeah,
No.
Calvin Ridley hasn't been great, but
Yeah.
I will say the Titans
I wouldn't
defense,
sleep on him though.
The defense is
He'll give
solid.
Christian Fulton work.
The defense is solid though. Titans defense is solid. I think there's a good chance as long as they don't, if they get down early, they don't. As long as they don't get in their heads too much.
Yeah.
That's one thing you noticed last week. You could tell Will Levis couldn't do much because they were getting in his head. At least that's what it feels like to me. He started getting more. He got progressively worse and worse and worse as he was throwing the ball. Closer to the end of the game, he was throwing more picks, and which he did throw.
he threw one.
He threw
Just
one.
do one. Yeah.
Yeah, so since week 1 or his first start, he was four touchdowns, no picks, and then since then he's no touchdown, 2 picks.
Yeah.
So he's 2-to-1 ratio. They all came in one game. We got to keep moving, but Lamont also picked the Titans too. So we're in favor of the Titans here, which is kind of crazy. The next game, because I don't want to spend too much time on this one if y'all don't, is the Bears at Lions. I'm just going to pick the Lions, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Me too.
Lamont
Oh,
also
really?
picked the Lions. Yeah.
Don't tell me you're gonna go with the other.
No, I'm a Lions believer this year. They've proven to be a legit contender, and I mean, they week to week they stand by that.
Mhm.
They go out
Yeah,
there and
absolutely.
dominate. Yeah, that Ravens game wasn't good, but I mean they bounced back. They
Yeah,
played an outstanding game against the Chargers last week. It turned into a shootout, but they came out on top.
I really truly believe that's the best team in football right now.
The Lions.
Yeah,
I
think
agree.
so.
I actually do agree.
They-
They are playing some of the best football we've ever seen from the Lions in the past, ever since Matthew Stafford was there.
So we're all going Lions, 4-0 Lions.
100%.
Okay, let's keep moving. To the
Like this one.
Chargers at Green Bay. I'll kick us off with this one. I don't think Green Bay's been very good in a little bit. The only win I can think of that's been significant so far is the Week 1 win against the Bears. Back when everybody thought the Bears were going to be something, and they're not. Justin Herbert has a heyday. They just flood the Packers, I think. So.
I want to say shout out Cooper. I'm going with the Packers this week. Yeah, they have a young quarterback, Jordan Love, but I mean he sat behind Aaron Rodgers, and he has a lot of potential. It's hard getting going, but when he does, I mean he bounced back. He drove down the field against Pittsburgh at the end, just came up short with that pick.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I believe in the Packers. In this matchup, especially being at home. But the Chargers, it's gonna be a good game. It's probably gonna end up being like a game with the Packers and Steelers last week.
Mhm.
But I think the Packers bounced back from the loss last week, and win that game.
Yeah, I'm not a Jordan Love hater by any means. I just think that pass rush hits home, and I don't think the Packers defense can do anything to stop them on offense.
Yeah, and if Justin Herbert gets going with Keenan
Yeah, he starts
Allen and
rolling.
Eckler gets going, then it's going to be hard. But I think in the environment that they're going to be in the Packers, they're going to set the tone, and I feel like they're going to come out on top.
You go, Wes.
I'm gonna go with you, Bryce. Chargers all the way. I just don't think the Packers defense has looked great in the last few games. It hasn't looked as solid as it needs to be to beat the Chargers.
I think
Eckler gets going, it's over. Herbert gets to throwing the ball and completions. I just don't know if they can stop that.
it's a very different Packers team than we've seen the past couple of years.
For sure.
Lamont picked the Packers too. I would love for him to be here to explain that pick because I'm curious to what he has to say on that. But anyways.
I mean, did you like what I said?
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. I could see the Packers. If they played this game 4 times, I see the Chargers winning at 3. I see the Packers winning at once. So that's
that one. This is that one.
All it takes is that one.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're moving into Raiders at Dolphins. I'm not gonna take much time with this one. I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. Dolphins are good against bad teams. I don't think the Raiders are a good team. So.
Wesley, you want to go?
You want me to go? Yeah, I'll take mine first. I'm at the agree with Bryce on this one. I don't think the Raiders have it in them. They have played horrible football. They have a horrible quarterback situation right now, it feels like. They have an amazing wide receiver that they cannot get the ball to. And I just don't think that they can outscore the Dolphins.
I will give credit where credit's due. They did look good against the Jets on Sunday Night Football. It's not enough to keep up with the Dolphins. Not the way the Dolphins are.
Well, you got to remember the Dolphins have been
they've not been great here recently.
Yes, they have been.
But they're coming off a bye week though.
They are coming off the bye week, but that could also get in their head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
very well could.
I could see the Dolphins winning, but I'm going to have to pick them. I think they got this.
Don't think too much into it.
I'm going to pick the Dolphins, and I'm going to explain why. I think it's obvious that they have taken advantage of teams that are, just young or don't have as much talent and skills. And you saw what they did in week 3 against Denver. They just capitalized and kept capitalizing, and their defense played outstanding. Their offense got rolling, and they're getting A-Chain back this week, so they're going to have.
I know that. Even more speed.
Yeah, so it's going to be, they got Mostert and him back there in the backfield, so it's going to be rough on the Raiders defense. And then Tua, just slinging the rock to Tyreek Hill.
He's been good this year.
Yeah, he's just consistent. The Raiders played really good. I wouldn't say really good. They played good against the Jets last week. Under new coach and.
Oh, I forgot that new coach.
New quarterback.
I like them.
Aiden McConnell.
Oh,
I like them, but I don't think you go down to Miami and get an upset there. Not yet. It's too early. I feel like.
Lamont also picked the Dolphins, so we'll take that 4-0. Another game I don't really care about taking too much time on is the Buccaneers at San Fran. I think San Fran wins that one with ease. I don't think the Buccaneers are a bad football team. I don't think they're a great football team. I think the 49ers found their stride. Oh man, if they could found their shroud, that'd be awesome. Stride last week, and I think they're going to keep it rolling.
Yeah, I like Brock Purdy. I really do. Christian McCaffrey, outstanding. It sucked last week. He didn't get that touchdown that they needed to keep him consistent with every game, and my fantasy too. But no, in San Fran, you got the Buccaneers. You saw the Buccaneers offense last week against the Titans defense. You had a couple drops, the plays that should have, been caught. And so it's just inconsistent, and but enough to beat the Titans, I guess. So that kind of hurts to say, but
that's all it took.
I believe Evans is questionable, so we'll have to see on that. But I believe San Fran takes this
Makes my
Handles.
pick that much easier.
Handles business.
I would love to see Baker Mayfield beat them. I like Baker Mayfield. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the fact that he went from having great years in Cleveland and he showed that he wanted to be there, but then he just started getting worse and worse, and then everyone started it became a meme, and it kind of sucked to see that because me being someone that liked to watch Baker Mayfield play, I don't know if they can take on that defense. San Fran has a great defense. I love Brock Purdy though, so I just don't see where. I just don't see where the Bucks can beat San Fran. It's gonna be a good game. I think. I don't know if it'll be super high scoring, but
I think it'll be a good game.
both teams have great defenses. That's the one thing that makes it hard. Both of them have really good defenses.
Yeah.
Okay. Lamont also took San Fran, so we'll sweep that too. Next game is New York at Buffalo. Last week I said it wouldn't surprise me if Buffalo lost the rest of their games. Me and Lamont took Denver last week, shocked Wesley, and then Monday Night Football we get the win. But I'm gonna take Buffalo here. I don't necessarily have anything I like about the Jets' offense right now, and I think the big killer with Buffalo right now is turning the ball over. But I think Buffalo could turn the ball over 5 times this game and still win. So I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah, we saw the Jets' offense kind of stall out several times Monday night. And then you got the Bills, they turned it over as well on downs. And
I think Josh Allen.
but I believe if the Jets go in there like the Broncos did, set the tone, and play football all 4 quarters, and get to Josh Allen and get him to missing passes to Diggs and Knox. Knox is out, but yeah. Then you can win that game. But I think it's hard to go for Zach Wilson right now and Garrett Wilson because they pop off when they get on the same page, but it takes them. Like you can't bet on that they're gonna have a good game.
They haven't been on the same page in weeks.
Yeah, and so I think it's gonna be hard. They're not. I don't think they're built yet to beat Buffalo in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Sunday, so I'm gonna take Buffalo.
I think with Aaron Rodgers is a different game. I think
Oh, for
I
sure.
give it to the Jets to have Aaron Rodgers. So 2 Bills.
I gave it to the Bills last week. It was a mistake.
Are you gonna make the mistake by not taking them this week though?
See, that's the funny thing. I'm taking them.
Okay.
Calvin said, I just don't think the Jets, unless they set that tone real early like they did, like the Broncos did, and keep it. Yeah. And I don't think they have the ability to keep that tone going. Yeah. They stalled out, and I'm with Bryce. If they had Aaron Rodgers, it's a different ballgame. I would take the Jets in a heartbeat because I don't know if that offense is oiled enough.
I think the Bills are kind of broken right now, but they're not broken enough to lose.
Yeah, I think this could be a get right game for them.
This is full on just conspiracy. Madden curse.
Oh my gosh!
I swear to you.
No, we're not kidding this. Lamont, take the Jets. He's the only one out of all of us to take the Jets. So.
I thought about it, Lamont.
Yeah, no, I mean I can see either way.
I can see it, but I just don't think they can do it.
Next game is Minnesota at Denver. As much as I'd love to take Denver because I love Russell Wilson, I'm taking Minnesota because I love Josh Dobbs.
Hey, Josh Dobbs, my boy, Tennessee boy. Love him. He's a outstanding quarterback.
And he has been this year, yeah.
And I mean, he's shown that even for the Cardinals earlier this year. He's proven that he can win games. Without really knowing the offense. Yeah, and you're playing the Broncos. Yeah, but it's in Denver.
And the Broncos have been good the last 3 weeks.
And it's a Sunday night game. It's gonna be cold. I'm gonna take the Broncos. I really am. I think with that big win last week, and if they can get Cortland Sutton going and Russell Wilson connection, that's gonna be a good good combo. I haven't really seen the Vikings defense. I haven't really paid attention. Just looking back at their previous games, they let up a good amount of points.
Yeah, they're wishy-washy.
Yeah, so I'm going to take Denver.
Yeah, I can see
Just
that.
home, and but I love Josh Dobbs, and I need Jay Jettas back in fantasy.
Me too. Me too.
This is a hard one because I love Russell Wilson a lot. I've always loved watching him play football in Seattle growing up, unless he was playing against Peyton Manning. I'm not a Tennessee fan like these guys are. And that's not why I have a love for Josh Dobbs. I just think he's a very talented quarterback that has been not get shown enough love in the league.
That dude's so smart.
He's naturally a genius.
Titans.
It's just I don't think the Broncos can play against a guy that came in on his first week of playing with a new team and didn't even know a team's name, like any of his teammates' names, and was able to pull out a win and actually looked like he was playing for that team for the last 10 years. He looked like he had been on that team. He looked like he knew how it ran, but yet he had never taken a snap from the center until 5 minutes before the game started, basically, it feels like. I'm going to give it the Dobbs and the Vikings.
Well, Lamont also took the Vikings in this one, so Calvin, you're the loner.
Loner.
Ooh, here's a game I like to touch on. The Cowboys at the Panthers. Panthers have won one game this year, and I think they get their second win.
Hey.
Woo! Oh, no, it's a hot take, isn't it? Sorry, Lamont. Shoot, wait. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like Dallas plays down to their opponent's level.
Oh, for sure.
Except unless it's New York, they didn't do
They
that.
got something for New
Yeah,
York.
but I mean the Arizona game, they played down to their level. And
Josh Dobbs went out there and won that game.
I said this last week. I said Bryce Young's got to be good at some point. Wasn't good last week. I lost that pick, but maybe he's good this week.
Do you want to go, or do you want me to spill in?
I'll let you go.
I'm also going to take the Panthers. Sorry, Lamont. All respect to your team. But I believe in the talent that the Panthers have. They just haven't got on the same page yet. Get Adam Thielen going. Is Miles Sanders starting running back for them?
Yeah, it's back and forth between him and
Just get your running back going and get protection for.
Yeah, that's the big thing is getting protection.
Getting protection for Bryce Young and letting him do his thing, because he can throw the ball. He did it all over Tennessee. I mean, I know it's different in college, but he can throw. But the main thing for Carolina, they got their defense. They got to stop Dak from throwing teardrops or whatever and letting his receivers catch the ball, because that's all he did last week. He just threw the ball up. So you got to stop that, and I think you come away to win.
Now, this is a hard choice, but I'm with Bryce on this one. I think this might be the Cowboys' second loss.
I can't believe this.
I really do. I could see it. I mean, like Kevin said, you get fourth.
Yeah, but second loss.
But I mean,
really
against
bad team.
against a team that's not
They
looking so hot this year.
They should not.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Bryce said, though, they play down to their opponent.
Besides Giants.
Besides the Giants. Yeah, but they're
They have something
historically
against
good
them.
the Giants.
But I will say, it would not be surprising if the Cowboys win. But I think this is Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is his week to pop off and show that he has some kind of control over that team, and to prove that they aren't absolutely awful as bad as everyone thinks. I think this is where he steps up as a leader.
Different, but yeah.
Well, yeah. But I mean, I think this is where he steps up and he brings the team together, and he's like, it's the Dallas Cowboys. They've lost against teams like us, and we have a chance.
This is a winnable game.
This is a completely winnable game.
Yeah. I agree.
Lamont took the Cowboys.
No shot there.
Yeah.
We don't have to twin that one.
This one.
Make sure to rag on them when they lose.
Okay, here's a game I don't really care for breaking down too much. It's the Giants at Commanders. The Commanders are decent. The Giants are awful. Give me the Commies. Lamont took the Commies. Yeah, Commanders, Commies, whatever.
I'm taking Washington. Don't know what they're called anymore.
The
Washington. Sam Howell, leading passing receiver right now. Played really good against the Eagles. I mean, played good all year round, but takes advantage of who he's playing with, who he's playing against, and he goes out there and handles business. So I believe that they're just going to go out there and handle business against this sloppy, slow Giants team. So
I'm going to go with the Commanders also. I just don't see the Giants being able to pull this one off. Even without Chase Young, I think Washington's defense will be able to put plenty of pressure on the quarterback. I don't even know who the quarterback is for the Giants right now. And I don't really care because they don't have a quarterback, really.
Tommy DeVito or something like that.
Exactly.
Okay. Here's an interesting matchup. We're getting close to the end. Seattle at the 6-3 Seahawks. I want to make sure I say this before I give you my pick. The 6-3 Seahawks at the 3-6 Rams, and I'm taking the Rams. I thought Washington diced up Seattle more than I expected last week, and I think Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, and I don't think Matt Stafford's playing right now.
He is not.
So is it Carson Wentz?
They have picked up Carson Wentz.
Okay, I still think yeah, I think it's more or less a trap game again. Yeah, I'll take the Rams.
I'm going with the Seahawks. Yeah, they're down there in LA. The Rams have a lot of offensive players and playmakers, but you got Carson Wentz. I mean, he's not a bad quarterback, but he hasn't played at all this year. The Seahawks have played really good to some point. You know, they got plenty of weapons. Tyler Lockett's getting involved. Geno Smith is looking good, like he did last year. I think they go down there and win against this 3-6 team. It's not going to be a blowout by any means. I think it's going to be
The Rams are
really
good
slow
at playing.
game, a really low score game. But I think the Seahawks come out on top.
I would love to see the Rams win this. As much as I would love to see the Rams win this, I just don't know if Carson Wentz has it in him to beat the defense of the Seattle Seahawks.
Fair.
But I will say Seattle's offense looks even better than their defense. I think Geno has played absolutely amazing football this year. Better than we've seen from the Seahawks in the last few years, it feels like. And I will say Tyler Lockett, like you said, is getting more involved, and we love to see that because he deserves it.
Yep.
And I think Seahawks win this.
I'll just add this in here just because this is kind of the reason I think that if this is a Carson Wentz game, I saw a quarterback last year by the name of Baker Mayfield come in and win a game with Sean McVay after not being in the offense for less than a week. So kind of relate that. Lamont also took Seattle. And then we're getting into our Monday Night Football game, I'm pretty sure.
This is a good one.
Eagles at Kansas City. I'll take Kansas City. Yeah. Not that I really have a reason to take Kansas City. I
don't like AJ.
It's a flip-flop for me. I mean, I could flip a coin and call this game. It'll be a good game. And a lot of people will be picking the Eagles this week to get revenge for their Super Bowl loss. But give me Kansas City. Give me Patrick Mahomes.
Go ahead.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Kansas City Chiefs also. And it's a lot of Patrick Mahomes and them haven't looked their greatest this year. Not as good as they have in the past. And I just think that maybe they're slowly getting fired up knowing that if they lose a lot more, it's not going to feel as good later And when you look at Patrick Mahomes, it feels like he's mainly passing the Kelsey, and that's not a good thing at the same time, as it is a great thing. Because while it's statting him, he's also got, like, the Kansas City Chiefs have decent receivers, but it just doesn't feel like they're getting involved as much. Something's just not clicking between the receivers and their offense.
I think it matters.
I think this is a mid-season Super Bowl game. That's why I say that, because
I don't think so.
I think that one of these teams doesn't make it to the Super Bowl. One of these teams will not make it to the Super Bowl. Because you got to look at the NFC. You got the Lions that are playing really good football. You got the Vikings. You know they're on a rise right now. You got San Fran, but you got the Eagles. I mean, we can throw Dallas down there, I guess, but you've seen it in the past. But I'm going to take the Eagles. One, revenge from the Super Bowl, and two, Patrick Mahomes hasn't been consistent as he has in previous years. The offense for the Eagles are rolling right now. You got AJ, he's making crazy plays, crazy touchdown. You got the defense for the Eagles playing really good. And Jalen Hurts, MVP candidate quarterback. He's just playing absolute good football right now. His legs, his offensive line protecting him, pushing him into making plays. And then their run game, I mean, they got it all in one deal. So I'm going to take the Eagles. It's going to be a good game, but I think the Eagles come out on top.
Lamont took the Chiefs because he doesn't want the Eagles to win.
Is that what literally he said?
No, I just know that's what it is.
I mean, that sounds like a lot.
All right, that's it. That's more or less 14 games. So we'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll have a recap next week. I know we ran a little bit over looking at the time right now. Recap will go a little bit faster, but follow us.
See y'all there.
Follow us on Insta.
Gotta follow.
Yes.
And hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
The subscribe button?
Don't. Yeah. No. So.
It's just not.
Yeah, it is. Subscribe. You said describe.
Cut all this out.
Hit A button. Just
Hit
the right
big
button. Yeah, hit
And
Also,
give us a
like
thumbs
that.
up.
Yeah, there it is.
Love you guys.